Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about adrenergic receptors. So adrenergic receptors, alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1, and beta 2 are all going to be, interacted with the sympathetic nervous system. Alright? So adrenal glands produce epinephrine, and norepinephrine is also produced. And these are going to bind to these adrenergic receptors. Right? That's going to stimulate their action, stimulate what they're going to want to do. So let's break these down into categories. Alright? So alpha 1 and beta 1, these are going to be our inhibitors. Alpha 1 and beta 1, these are going to be our stimulants. All right, they stimulate a response. And beta 2 and alpha 2, these are going to be our inhibitors. All right, they're in the inhibitor category. All right. Let's talk about where we find each of these. So alpha 1 and beta 2, these are both going to be found in the same areas. They're both going to have these receptors. All smooth muscle related to the sympathetic nervous system. So all smooth muscle that interact with the sympathetic nervous system. Like I said, alpha 1 these are going to be found in all smooth muscle that interact with the sympathetic nervous system, and vice versa. And beta 2, same thing, found at the same place as the alpha 1 receptors in that smooth muscle. Alright, so let's talk about beta 1, sorry. Beta 1, that is going to be found in the heart and the juxtaglomerular cells. So that's going to be also known as the JG cells. So beta 1 is found in the heart. And the JG cells, these are in your kidneys. JG, found in the JG. All right. So that's going to be mainly where you're going to find those guys. And then the alpha 2, we don't really use that much. We don't really deal too much with alpha 2 and EMS, but a lot of videos skip over it. But I'm not going to skip over it because, it's good to know, and that way you know all 4 of them, not just 3 and kind of that one. So alpha 2, you're going to find these in the presynaptic terminals. So that's going to be like your central nervous system going out to like your spinal cord and then the rest of the body. So that's going to be in between those junctions that allows and doesn't allow that transmission to happen. So alpha 2 found in pre. So I draw a picture to show a little bit better. So that guy. So these are those presynaptic terminals, right? Transmitting information from one to another. And this is where I'm going to start to get into what these actually do. So I'll start with alpha 2 since I'm here. So these are our presynaptic terminals. So what this is going to do, they're located right here. This is going to inhibit the sympathetic response, stop it from happening. That's really as far in depth as I'm going to go. That's really as far in depth as you will need to go. Beta 2. So beta 2 is going to be a dilator. Its main thing, it's found a lot in the airways, is bronchodilation. All right. So beta 2. Anything that is going to activate beta 2 is going to be a beta 2 agonist, right? So beta 2 agonist, like I said, is bronchodilation. Bronchodilation. just gonna say it's bronchial. All right. So next up, beta 1. All right, this is the stimulants. So this is the heart and the kidneys. So whenever a beta 1 agonist is interacted with and it is starting to do its job, the heart rate, contractility, blood pressure, and blood volume is all going to increase. The heart rate and contractility that's going to come from the heart, and the blood pressure and blood volume. Blood volume is going to be mainly through the kidneys, and blood pressure is going to be a little bit of both. All right. So beta 1 heart rate will increase. Blood pressure will increase. Contractility will also increase. And blood volume will also increase. All right, now we're on to our last one. Alpha 1. This is found smooth muscle. Any smooth muscle that interacts with the nervous system. This is going to be peripheral blood vasoconstriction, right? So it's going to be the opposite of the beta 2. It is going to constrict the blood vessels, right? So alpha 1. They were going to constrict blood vessels. All right, that's going to be a blood vessel. All right, it's constricting them, making them smaller. All right. So when all of these receptors are stimulated, they all have their own separate response, which is what I have just gone over with you. That is really all that we will need to know for chapters 13 and 14, mod 3 if that's where you're at. And that's a generalized breakdown of the adrenergic receptors.